Almighty Allah says, even in that garden, lahum fiha azwajun mutaharatun, they will have their spouses that are purified. They have their wives that are purified in that garden. Wahum fiha khalidun. Wahum fiha. Our prayer as Muslims is that this description of Al-Jannah that Almighty Allah is telling us in this Quran, may Almighty Allah make us to witness it on the day of judgment, to enjoy it on the day of judgment. It was reported the lifetime of a prophet, a new convert. Some new convert came to the prophet and they were asking him that we have just accepted Islam. And some of them would say, well, they're praying that they will go to Al-Jannah, but there is something that they love so much in this world. One of them said, something that they love so much in this world. Are we going to have it in Al-Jannah? The prophet said, we even have better one in Al-Jannah. And the question they were asking, some of them are so lowly that you would think that, is that your concern? One of them said that there's a particular music that he loves so much. With that music, that particular one, you know, in Nigeria we have different types of music. Different types of music. Be it among the Yoruba, the Hausas, or the Igbo, every one of them. And by the Yoruba alone, maybe they have up to more than 10, Abi. So you now love a particular one. Maybe you say, maybe Akpala or something like Akpala or like that. And the prophet said that the Akpala you will have there is far better than the one you have in this world. So whatever I see that you like there so much, once you accept Allah and you believe in Him, and you receive Allah's favor to enter Al-Jannah, you will get better ones over there.
ولهم فيها أزواج مطهرة وهم فيها خالدون إن الله لا يستحيي أن يضرب مثلا ما بعوضة فما فوقها فأما الذين آمنوا فيعلمون أنه الحق من ربهم وأما الذين كفروا فيقولون ماذا أراد الله بهذا مثلا يضل به كثيرا ويهدي به كثيرا وما يضل به إلا الفاسقين.
Now in this verse 26, Almighty Allah wants to tell us about something else. And Allah says,
إن الله لا يستحيي أن يضرب مثلا ما بعوضة.
this verse says, Inna Allah la yastahi an yadriba mathalan ma ba'udatan wa ma fawqaha. It says Almighty Allah is not ashamed to give a parable of something as small as a mosquito or a gnat. It could be as small as a mosquito, or Allah can give it as a parable. And it could even be bigger than that. Almighty Allah also can use it as a parable to drive His point home for mankind.
فأما الذين كفروا وأما الذين آمنوا فيعلمون أنه الحق من ربهم.
Almighty Allah says, فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا فَيَعْلَمُونَ أَنَّهُ الْحَقَّ مِنْ رَبِّهِمْ. That whatever Almighty Allah says, whether his parable is like that of a gnat, or a mosquito, or even something tinier than that, or bigger than that. Whenever Almighty Allah says it is word of Allah, وَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ وَيَعْلَمُونَ أَنَّهُ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّهِمْ. Those who believe in Allah, they will know that Allah is not a jester. Allah is not jesting. Whatever He says is a serious thing, and we have to take it seriously. So they know that Allah is telling the truth. But some people, if you look, I think in Surah Al-Hajj, this verse is responding to the saying of the kuffar in that Surah Al-Hajj, I think around ayat verse 7, where Almighty Allah talk about the mosquito. And people the kuffar were now going to Prophet Muhammad to taunt him and say that, your Lord is the creator of the heaven.
ضرب مثل فاستمعوا له إن الذين تدعون من دون الله لا يخلقوا ذبابا ولو اجتمعوا له وإن يسلبهم الذباب شيئا لا يستنقذوه منه ضرب
That is the verse we are just reciting. This verse is in Surah Al-Hajj. And this verse in Surah Al-Baqarah is referring to that incident. That incident, Almighty Allah says, Almighty Allah says, He is giving a parable. So listen to what Almighty Allah wants to say. Allah says, all those things that you people are calling your lords apart from Almighty Allah, all those things that you are worshiping instead of worshiping Almighty Allah, Allah says, all of them, wherever they are on earth, assemble them. They cannot create a mosquito. A small mosquito, they cannot create it. No matter how big those idols, and you will never find it. They can't create a mosquito. وَلَوْ اجْتَمَعُوا. And Allah says that even if a mosquito bites them, they cannot free themselves from the poison of that mosquito. It will bite them and it will go. They have no power. And the Quran says, how weak are those things that you are worshiping? And how weak are you intellectually yourself that you are worshiping those things? So that verse is what this verse is referring to. That Almighty Allah can give a parable by anything, no matter the size, whether it's smaller than the mosquito, Allah is not ashamed of saying it.
إن الله لا يستحيي أن يضرب مثلا ما بعوضة فما فوقها فأما الذين آمنوا فيعلمون أنه الحق من ربهم.
Whether it's a parable of the mosquito or not, the Quran is saying that فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا فَيَعْلَمُونَ أَنَّهُ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّهِمْ. That this thing that as Almighty Allah has said, it is definitely the truth from Almighty Allah.
وأما الذين كفروا فيقولون ماذا أراد الله بهذا مثلا.
But those who disbelieve, they will be querying, and they will say, what does Almighty Allah mean with this parable?
يضل به كثيرا ويهدي به كثيرا.
Allah says this parable will mislead. So many people will be misled by this parable because they will misinterpret it as they are already doing. And so many people will be led to the right path because they believe in Allah and they believe that whatever Almighty Allah says is 100% truth.
وما يضل به إلا الفاسقين.
وَمَا يُضِلُّ بِهِ إِلَّا الْفَاسِقِينَ. And nobody will be lost except those who kick against the commands of Almighty Allah.
الذين ينقضون عهد الله من بعد ميثاقه.
الَّذِينَ يَنْقُضُونَ عَهْدَ اللَّهِ مِنْ بَعْدِ مِيثَاقِهِ. The people that Almighty Allah is referring to here are those people who break Allah's covenant after Almighty Allah has ratified it.
ويقطعون ما أمر الله به أن يوصل ويفسدون في الأرض. أولئك هم الخاسرون.
The covenant that Almighty Allah is referring to here are all the good things that Almighty Allah has you to do. They are breaking away from it. وَيَقْطَعُونَ مَا أَمَرَ اللَّهُ بِهِ أَنْ يُوصَلَ. And also, what Almighty Allah, the ties that Almighty Allah has them to hold sacred, they are rendering it asunder. They are breaking it off. Especially the ties with your relations. Almighty Allah emphasizes the ties with your relations. And how to keep those ties is that even when you don't have anything, still maintain good ties with those who are related to you. Maintain good ties with them. And if you have, then of course, it is your duty, it is compulsory on you not to forget them. Try to see what you can do to help them, assist them as much as you can. And this is what Almighty Allah is referring to here. وَيَقْطَعُونَ مَا أَمَرَ اللَّهُ بِهِ أَنْ يُوصَلَ.
ويقطعون ما أمر الله به أن يوصل ويفسدون في الأرض. أولئك هم الخاسرون.
In addition, this group of people also يُفْسِدُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. They are spreading corruption all over the place on earth. They are spreading corruption all over the place on earth. And of course, from Islamic point of view, what you will call corruption are all those things that are inhuman, everything that is inhuman. Either you are killing human beings, either you are stealing, either you are kidnapping, either you are whatever. All those things that you know that this is not good, which the Quran has said, and you engage in spreading it, is corruption. Corruption is not limited to stealing money in the office. No. If you are doing all those things that are not good, you are spreading corruption on earth. أولئك هم الخاسرون. All those spreading corruption, doing mischief on earth, Almighty Allah says, they are the losers.
كيف تكفرون بالله وكنتم أمواتا فأحياكم ثم يميتكم ثم يحييكم ثم إليه ترجعون ثم يميتكم ثم يحييكم ثم
This is the $1,000 question which Almighty Allah again is asking us here. And anybody whose sense is in the right place will have to listen to this one and think over it properly. Almighty Allah says,
كيف تكفرون بالله وكنتم أمواتا فأحياكم.
Allah says, كيف تكفرون بالله. Why should you be ungrateful to Almighty Allah? Why should you rebel against Allah?
وكنتم أمواتا
You that kuntun amwatan fahayakum. You are non-existent before Almighty Allah brings you into existence. You are non-existent before Almighty Allah gave you life. You are nowhere. And that is true of all of us. We were nowhere when Almighty Allah willingly gave us life. If you are 40 years today, where were you 45 years ago? Nowhere. Where were you 44 years ago? Nowhere. That's what Allah is saying. Kuntun amwatan. You are non-existent, but Almighty Allah gave you life.
ثم يميتكم ثم يحييكم ثم إليه ترجعون.
You are non-existent. You are nowhere. Almighty Allah gave you life. And of course, look at your life. Look at all what you are doing when you already have life. You can see, you can eat, you can build a house, you can go to London, you can do a lot of things. You have become somebody Almighty Allah has empowered. You have been empowered. You can see, you can do a whole lot of things, and you continue to grow. You continue to grow, but Almighty Allah says, even after that,
ثم يميتكم ثم
ثم
يحييكم.
يميتكم, you continue to grow. You are doing a whole lot of things. You are powerful. Maybe you become head of state. You can give command to go and kill anybody. You can do a lot of. You can make some people rich. You can make some people poor. You have a lot of power. But Almighty Allah says, with that, ثم يميتكم. With that, a time will come that power will be withdrawn from you, and Allah will take your life. The life that He gave you, that is making you gallivanting around on the earth here and there, Almighty Allah will take it.
ثم يحييكم.
There are plenty of examples. Plenty of examples. If you are to look at it seriously, you will know that only Allah will have to worship. And when you are there, you have that power, you have that life, use it well to please Almighty Allah. Look at our fathers that have become old that we see, they have become old. These are our fathers that used to hold us, take us here and there. You want to cross the road, your father will hold your hand like this. I will help you to cross the road well. Because you may not be able to do it yourself. So, fearing for your life, your father will hold your hand, help you cross the road. And you will continue like that until your father will not be able to cross the road again, and you are the one who will take your father. Daddy, please come. Hold your father to cross the road. The other time, the other day, I was looking at our former leader, General Babangida. Look at his age now, and look at what he has become. Compare it to when he was ruling Nigeria. He had a lot of energy. He could do a lot of things. When he's talking when he's talking on television alone like this, you know that yes, the head of state is talking. All that one is gone. Can it come back to that level? It's not possible. That's what Almighty Allah is saying. Allah says, with your energy, that you are bubbling with energy, you can break down mountains, you can do all those things. That's what you need to do. You will get all this energy from you gradually. Nobody knows when the power disappears. You just feel it. Abibego. You just feel that what I could do easily before, I can't do it again. You know what I find most amazing is the way Almighty Allah withdraws that power gradually. And the example we can give ourselves that will be very precise, those athletes or those boxers, footballers. Look at footballers. They will run around that field 20 times before they finish their match. And they will not be tired. They'll keep running. But nobody will tell them when their energy cannot pick it again. You will just hear that this man is retiring. You can't play again. Look at those boxers. Eh? When Mike Tyson is on the field like this or Muhammad Ali, you see the way they and something in them will tell you, look, this thing, time is up. You can't do it again. On their own, you look at some of them, by the time they say, especially those boxers, they will say they retire. But maybe because of the glamour of the money they collect, they want to go again. Yeah, they want to come back. And when they come back, do they perform well? They won't perform
الله
well.
الذي خلقكم من ضعف ثم جعل من بعد ضعف قوة ثم جعل من بعد قوة ضعفا
Rafan,
وشيبة يخلق ما يشاء وهو العليم القدير.
this the process we are saying is what the Quran is saying also. That Almighty
الله
Allah,
الذي خلقكم من ضعف
Allah created you from weakness,
ثم
from
جعل
nothing.
من بعد ضعف قوة
And He created power from that weakness. He made you powerful.
ثم جعل من بعد قوة ضعفا وشيبة.
After you become so powerful, you can do anything that you want to do. He still created from that power weakness again.
يخلق ما يشاء وهو العليم القدير.
Almighty Allah can create whatever He likes.
ثم
Now,
يميتكم ثم يحييكم ثم إليه ترجعون.
and this verse said that by the time He creates, He takes you away from being powerful and you become weak, and He takes your life away. ثم إليه ترجعون. The final return will be to Almighty Allah. You will be returned to Him, and then you will know the truth about the life you lived, about the hereafter you were facing, which they were telling you so much about, which you either believe it or you didn't believe it. You will see it on that day.
هو الذي خلق لكم ما في الأرض جميعا ثم استوى إلى السماء ثم استوى إلى السماء فسواهن سبع سماوات وهو بكل شيء عليم.
Almighty Allah says, "Huwa alladhi khalaqa lakum ma fil ardi jami'an." That He is the one who created everything on earth for our advantage.
ثم استوى إلى السماء فسواهن
And He rose over towards the heaven and made them 7 heavens. And of course, all these things are to the advantage of human beings.
وهو بكل شيء عليم وهو بكل شيء عليم.
And those things that you know and the one you don't know, Almighty Allah says, وَهُوَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٌ. He is the only one that knows everything. Allah is the only one that knows everything. And I've always, when you look at even the art, you cannot, we don't know, even the art in which we live, we cannot know everything about the art. We cannot know everything about, let alone we talk about the heavens that Almighty Allah is talking about. The heavens. The scientists, they will tell you that they are up to now, they continue to discover galaxies and galaxies and galaxies of in the sky. And of course, with all the scientific and technical knowledge that Almighty Allah has given us, we keep discovering them. We keep discovering them. So only Allah knows everything. He created them and He knows what He has created. So these are the lessons that we have to learn here today. Let us pause here because I think it's almost time for. Inshallah, tomorrow we are going to continue on the creation of mankind. That is verse 30. Inshallah, may Almighty Allah be with us and make it possible for us. Inshallah.
shine Allah yake ba da misali idan ba ku yi Qur'ani ba to ku je ku kawo shi da ku je ku ta ku kirkiro na ku wata ayar da kuke tunani shine sai Allah ya cewa fa ilan tafalu wa lan tafalu idan kun aikata ko ba aikata ba to ku kiyaye ba da kai wuta wanda Allah ya tanadar wanda an yi ta ne ga waɗanda ba su imani ba sannan sai Allah yake ishara ga waɗanda suka yi imani akwai alƙawarin shi da yi waɗanda an na lahum jannatin tajri min tahtiha al-anhar ayi alƙawari da wata koruma wata aljanna da muke ta duk wata aljanna da mu gani an gyara gidan an mushi wani ne yafa bai kai na aljanna ba idan muka ga wannan abincin gashi mun gani da amma tas din shi ba ɗaya bane ba to shine Allah yake bishara ga waɗanda suka yi imani insha Allah ya riga ya alƙawari kuma alƙawarin Allah baya ta saba sannan Allah yake cewa lalle shi Allah baya jin kunya ya buga misali da sauro kamar sauro ko kuma misali abin da ya kaza sauro kamar mu Hausa haka yake cewa kiyashi shine kashi to Allah baya jin kunya ya buga misali da wannan ga waɗanda suka yi imani sai ga Allah buga misali akan wannan sai ce wannan gaskiya ne daga Allah ne amma waɗanda ba su imani